Hi, my name is Tim Burns. I run this channel which examines the arguments of Kent Hovind. I recently had the chance to email some questions to Kent, and he answered them, so in this series of videos I will be responding to his answers. My second question was, you say that organisms can change in small ways, microevolution, but never to the point where they would become a distinct kind, which is how creationists define macroevolution. Wouldn't that mean that God specifically and intentionally put arbitrary limits on how much animals can evolve? Why would he do that? Kent starts out by ribbing me for trying to sneak in the word evolve. I wasn't sneaking in anything. Kent has already admitted that microevolution happens. He can say all he wants, that a wolf evolving into a Great Dane is still just a dog producing a dog, but the fact remains it is evolution, even if it's on a scale that he doesn't think is enough to validate the scientific theory of evolution from a common ancestor. So then Hovind agrees that God did put limits on how much organisms can evolve, but the main question it was leading up to was why? Why would God do that? What purpose would he have for that? Hovind's only real answer to this part is, I don't know. And look, I'm not expecting him to know everything. That's something creationists do all the time. Find one thing the evolution side hasn't answered and act like that invalidates the whole theory. That's not what I'm trying to do here. The point of this question was simply to show that, while the theory of evolution has broad explanatory value, the creationist model just opens up more questions. It's easy to poke holes in some small corner of evolutionary theory and say, that's something that creationism explains, because creationism isn't carrying the weight of explaining everything we see in the natural world, so it can get away with there being huge gaps in its explanatory value. From where I'm sitting, those gaps look a lot bigger than any of the holes creationists poke in evolutionary theory. Of course, the fact that he doesn't know the answer to this one question doesn't prove that point by itself. But as you go forward in his responses, you'll see that this was hardly the only question he admitted he doesn't know the answer to. Evolution not only has answers for more questions than creation, it has answers with predictive power. But don't take my word for it. Do a Google search of evolution predictive power, and you can read all kinds of stories of scientists saying, if evolution is true, this is what we can expect to see when the experiment is finished, and that is exactly the result they get. When Kent Hovind is asked what predictions creationism can make, he doesn't give any predictions. He just says, I would predict things that he already knows are true. That's not what a prediction is, and that's not how predictive power works. The fact is, you don't have any predictive power when your explanation for how things are is just a single miraculous event that can't be reproduced. But if evolution is true, you can get significant predictive power from that, and it's something that's been borne out in the lab and in the field over and over again.